Hi friends, it's Unicorn and saying hi from my Friday morning. This is the Friday before the long weekend. My partner and I took the Friday off and we're going to Crater Lake. We had three options. One is doing some city trip in San Francisco. The other one is drive like 4 hours to Yosemite. And the third one is drive 8 hours to Crater Lake. And we're like, let's just drive all day. So that's what we're gonna do. But on the way, I'm gonna listening to some audiobook. And I just want to start this vlog because I'm about to have breakfast because I have braces, so I can only take off my braces when I'm having a meal. So just want to say hi to you guys when I don't have the bracer and also show you my TBR. So in proper booktube manner, these are all the books I'm gonna take with me. No, I'm just joking. I actually got audiobooks of Wave. I haven't started it yet. And the audiobook of The Island of Missing Trees because we're gonna drive like to there 8 hours and back 8 hours. And this is only a 5 hours audiobook. So I'm gonna listening to this one after I finished Wave. And the Thursday Murder Club, I'm already halfway in, and because there's a possibility that the Crater Lake is having rain and also snow and they're shut down or all of that, so I think it's a perfect environment to read a cozy mystery. And this one, I don't know, maybe this is just wishful thinking because I haven't started this yet and it's the end of the month and I want to read it before I wrap up my Sri Lanka reading, so I'm just gonna take it with me as mental support. Alright, that's the plan for now, and I'm gonna have the bagel now and take you guys on the way. And just like that, we're finally on our way. It's nearly 11 o'clock. It's funny because we plan to get up really early because there is a construction across the street. They started to work at 7 o'clock, so we just turned off the alarm. We're like, oh, let's wake up by the construction. But they stopped construction today. I don't know, maybe they also have the long weekend. So I ended up waking up later than we expected and also pick up things and packing and spend a lot of time. But we are finally on the road. There's 8 hours of driving ahead of me, and I'm gonna start to listen to The Wave, which is a memoir of the author talking about the aftermath of the tsunami happened in Sri Lanka, and she unfortunately lost all her family members. It will be a very heartbreaking listen, I think, but I just hope that I don't cry in the car. Everything is so yellow as a true Northern California fashion. Golden. My partner corrected me. He said everything is so golden. We're stopping at a town called Willow to grab a bite. It's actually a pretty cute town. It's small but like has this historical feeling. We're having lunch. This is actually my lunch because I don't want to have anything solid, so I don't need to floss my teeth. I can just like rinse my teeth after I'm having some breakfast. No, some ice cream. Apparently, we just drove through a town called Weed, and I just saw a giant sign said "Welcome to the Weed Store," and I was like, "That's very dramatic sign for Weed." But turn out the town is called Weed, and the store is the souvenir store of the town. The town is really chill. It's surrounded by snow mountains, and I feel like it's very refreshing. The northern you drove, the greener the land is, and it's very change of scenery, and we already said goodbye to the golden grass. Oregon! We're finally in Oregon! guys, we have arrived in the hotel. It's a very standard hotel room, so there's not much to see. But I do want to update you on Wave. I have finished listening to it on the way here, and it's like everything I expected because it's after thought of the author losing all her family members in a tsunami, but it's also way more than that. Sorry, my alarm. After listening to it, I feel like I knew very little about the process of grieving, especially after a very shock and sudden loss of family members. What are those can be? Because a lot of her reactions in the first half of the book is really I never knew that before, and it's very powerful. And she even had some like anger in her reaction, and her dealing with the people around her who wanted to take care of her after the incident. It's just very very new to me, and I feel like it's very hard for me to articulate my thought because it's just so much emotions that I didn't encounter like in my life. And I feel like maybe my reaction about this book, about her experience, is more related to the people around her after the accident, but she actually had a lot more suffer than we can imagine. So that was very impactful, the first half of the book. But the really moving part and what brought me to tear is the last part of the book, which she recounts all the memories she had with her family, with her husband especially, and also her kid. By just telling the story of how she and her husband was working together, living together, and experience life between London and Sri Lanka is very, I feel like that was the heartbreaking part, because as a reader, you know that those lives was gone for her, and also you can see how much joy they had in their life and in their relationship. I just feel like that was the very touching part. It's actually a different kind of book for me to pick from an About Asia reading project, because normally I will like to read something about the culture, about like the politics, environment, or about how the nation works. But this one is a very powerful and impactful personal memoir about loss and grieving and all of that. I feel like this is a book that, if you like memoir and if you are strong enough to bear all the emotions, I recommend it to everyone. It's a very powerful one, no matter if you are interested in this project or not, or interested in reading about Sri Lanka or not. And that's all my thought about this book so far. I feel like it's kind of heavy, but all the natures on the road kind of eased the heaviness in the book a little bit, so I didn't cry too much. And now we are about to head out for dinner. I found there's a lot of Thai restaurants in this town. I don't know why, but we're going to a American style diner. The menu here is bear helping bears. It's so cute. Looks great. I haven't had American style dinner for a while. Hi guys, checking in for the night. I actually just want to show off this long sweatshirt that is full of bear that I just got from the bear restaurant. And I also got this pairing socks. It's like so cute. I actually didn't do any reading because the Wi-Fi is down. I mean, when the Wi-Fi is down, you're supposed to read, but we just hang out and chat, and it's about our bedtime. So I don't think I'll read anything tonight, but I will definitely listen to, we have like another hour of driving to the Crater Lake tomorrow morning, so I'll listening to an audiobook. Maybe I'll get a little bit of the Thursday Murder Club in this night, but I'll let you guys know tomorrow. Good night. Morning friends, this is the next day. It is a Saturday and we just had our breakfast, hotel standard, and I want to update you a little bit on Thursday Murder Club, because I realized that not only I had read some pages yesterday, but also I haven't even mentioned what this book is about. This is a very cozy murder mystery club setting. well, obviously, but it's talking about a group of elderly people who are really into mystery and solving unsolved crimes in their town, and they get together every Thursday to talk about the cases that they encountered. But there's a actual murder happened in this book. The actual murder actually happened last night when I was reading it, and it was quite shocking because all the other stories are kind of set up to another crime that you anticipated, but the actual murder is, I didn't see that coming. And I have just in the beginning of the book, so I just saw the crime happened and everybody in the mystery murder club get excited, and we have two perspectives. One is a diary from a person called Joycey, and the other one is just like a normal third-person narration. So that's my little short update of this book because I'm not that far in. So far I liked it. It's really cozy and it feels like a very interesting case, and I especially like how they communicate because a lot of them are elderly people. They all had their own personalities, and some of them are very like tough, strong personalities, but they also have their own background stories, which kind of like contrast with sometimes with their personalities. So I found that is very interesting. And we're about to head out to Crater Lake to actually see the lake today, but it's about to rain later, and I think when we're up in the mountains it's maybe snowy, so I have my sweater out and I'll take you guys along the way. We're on the way, but it's also rainy, so we'll see what happens on the mountain. In the mountain, on the mountain. In the mountain. And we are here. I'm very embarrassed to vlog now because there's so many people, but this is the Crater Lake wall. You can't see it now. I'll put some footage afterward. And on the way here, I've been listening to Great Circle. So far very enjoyable. So it's the lake. And just like that, we are back in the car. I haven't seen snow in action for a very long time. I've seen snow on the ground a couple of times these years, but not in action. And it just reminded me that snow hurts when it falls on your face. And we almost wanted to wear a mask outside. But yeah, we are out of the car for a little bit more than an hour. There wasn't any like trail that is super long for us to go, and also because of the weather. And I think we gonna need to head back because there's a snowstorm later in the day. Hi guys, I'm back in town and change of plans. We're actually gonna head back home today because it's 1:30 and the lake was closed in the afternoon due to the snow, so we saw a lot of cars are turned back and we had like nothing planned to do left, so we're gonna just head back home for another driving for 6 hours. But I really like this town, it's really cozy. Goodbye Oregon! Hello California! Welcome to California. Oh, even Google Maps said welcome to California. guys, it's Sunday and I didn't have time to check in last night after we came back home because we came back to the city around 7 or 8 o'clock and then we went out for dinner and came back really tired and really late for our bedtime. So saying hi on the Sunday, and I want to also close up this vlog. Feel like the vlog is cut short because of our trip is cutting short because of the weather and our rapid decision of coming home. But I also feel the whole process of vlogging, the reading and also the trip makes everything so much more fun. And I was able to read 2.5 books during the process, which is so amazing and I'm so happy about it. So I want to wrap up my reading, but before wrapping up, I don't know if you noticed, but in my TBR I said I would read the audiobook of The Island of Missing Trees, but instead when I went up to the mountain I read or listened to, on the way here I've been listening to Great Circle. So it's actually a mistake that I didn't even realize, so I don't know if you have noticed, because I have both Great Circle and Island of Missing Trees on my Libby, and when I go up there I was just listening to Great Circle. And it was not until we are halfway home I realized something was off of the book, because it wasn't the story that I wanted to listen to, and then I realized I was listening to the wrong book, which is very embarrassing. I don't know why and how that happened, but it happened. And the thing is, Great Circle is also a book that on the shortlist of the Women's Press for Fiction, and I have also tried the first chapter of it in my try a chapter tag, and it was also a book that I was interested in, but I wasn't that interested in that compared to The Island of Missing Trees. And when I was listening to Great Circle, I got about 25% in, and I'm not into the book. It's not for me. I don't care about the characters, and I don't care about the plots. I just feel like all of them are ridiculous. It's not like I have to relate to a book, to the characters to like them, but I just cannot care about them, no matter how hard I try. And the only character that I cared about, Great Circle has 2 different timelines. One is about a female pilot called Marianne, and the other one is an actor who played the Marianne in one of the movies, I think. And the only person I care about is Marianne, but all the person around Marianne, well, most of the person around Marianne is horrible person. And the other perspective, I just don't care at all. I think I just don't care about celebrity lives and the celebrity travels and all of that. I mean, there are some elements in that book that I usually care about. For example, about women's rights and things like that, and women's rights to study and women's develop in career development. But in that book, it was just not fun. So after I listened to 25% of that, I was like, I don't think I signed up for this on this trip. And then I realized I was supposed to listen to Island of Missing Trees. And I was miserable listening to Great Circle at that point. So I switched book. And it's such a great decision because I love this. This is such a great book. And I loved every moment of it. The Island of Missing Trees, I also read the first chapter in my trial chapter tag, and then it stopped on a cliffhanger. So I was not only able to be satisfied with the result of the cliffhanger, I just enjoyed this book overall as a whole. If you are not familiar with this book started to talk about a girl called Ada, and her father is obsessed with trees, and her mother unfortunately died about a year ago. So she was just living with her father, and something happened in their life, and her relationship with plants as more deep and more meaningful than she thought. Because before this book, she just knows that her father is obsessed with plants and taking care of especially a fig tree in their backyard. But the fig tree is actually, I feel like, a symbol of all the family history and all the history of their family and their generational trauma. And also because her parents, one of the parents is Greek, when another one is Turkish, so they have some generational conflict in the place that they grew up, which is an island. And all the wars between the two different races and also the conflict make their family dynamic super complicated and makes her parents' story super compelling. And I just couldn't stop reading or like listening to this book. I loved every moment of it. I first know this book from Simon's channel, and I think this is one of his favorite books, but I was kind of intrigued but also skeptical going in because I don't usually get along with books about plants. But it's actually not only about plants. This book does talks about some plants characters and some natures and animals, but all of the information it's talking about is super served for the story and it's super related, and also it's so interesting. You just want to learn about them for the matter of fact. And the fig tree has her own narration, which is amazing because she is much older than any of the human beings and she knows so much, and she was able to communicate with butterflies, with bees. Everything is fascinating in this book. I'm so happy that I switched to this book in the middle of the road back, and also I finished reading this morning. So I just love this. And also I want to wrap up the other books that I read, which is Wave. I've already talked about it a little bit more. I think this is generally a book you should read if you are strong enough emotionally and also like memoir, because this is something that I know it will be heavy, but I didn't know that I would learn so much about grieving process. Well, I have lost some loved ones in my life, but I was not there. They're more like grandparents' generation, and when they passed away, I was very distanced, and also I don't feel as strong and also as angry as the author. I just feel like she led me to see a lot more emotions in the process of grief. It was a very emotional, powerful, but also unimaginable experience that I have had with this book. And also that night stayed at the hotel. I read a little bit of the Thursday Murder Club, and it is everything I've asked for in a cozy mystery. I haven't finished this one yet, but I'm going to, I think, before the end of the month. And yeah, it was just like very delightful, and I'm super excited and also cannot wait to see what happened and how they solved the murder. And that's all the books I have read during the vlog process. I hope you enjoyed this vlog, the clips on the road, and also the books that I read. It was super fun to vlog and record my reading and also my life. I just hope you are having a good time. And also please let me know any of your thoughts to the book. Have you heard of them? What did you think about them? Or are you interested in reading them? Also, if you lived in the US, like what did you do over the long weekend? Don't forget to say hi in the comment section down below. I hope you're happy reading, stay healthy, stay safe. I'll see you in my next bookish video. Bye!